Welcome back to the Stirling Business Podcast from Studio King Street, here in the heart of Stirling. Today I've got a guest coming along to talk about his business club, Revitalised Business Club, founder of RBC, Lee Foster. Nice
Hello,
to see you, Lee.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the invite to come along and join you today.
So this must be about, 3 times this month you've been in here?
Oh, just a few, I think. Just a few. One was just with you, I think, and now we've got other people in here with us as well, so it's been a busy old time.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for coming along. It'd be great to hear a little bit about Revitalised today and the whole setup that you've got and what the focus is. So we'll just kick things off. So who's Lee Foster?
That's a really good question, by the way, Neil. I've come from a corporate background. You know, we know ourselves. That's where we got on like a house on fire. For me personally, I came from a sales and business development background for many, many years, probably over 30 years, really. From a car sales background, from a retail sector, from a hospitality, and the latter part of my career was with the sort of travel and holiday segment as such. Originally from Newcastle, you can probably tell by the accent, so we can get on quite well anyway. We can understand what each other talks about half the time anyway.
It's not the Ant and Deck show today, then?
No, I've got the haircut for Ant and Deck. I don't know about you. You would be Deck, I suppose, and I'll be Ant.
The youngest one.
The youngest one. That's fair enough. Is he really the youngest one out of the two of them?
I don't know. I thought they were the same age, to be fair.
Moved up to Scotland and launched my own business back in 2017/18, really, when it all sort of started for me. And that's where I really came from. I've just been involved in meeting people, helping them, supporting them, guiding them. And I've now got into that sort of area of giving them guidance and support to get better at sales and business development, business growth.
So what's the name of your company then?
Well, it's Revitalised Connected People Limited. Where the name came from was probably my second event that I ran in Ayrshire. I looked around the room and somebody said to me on the way out, they went, "God, I feel just rejuvenated." I went, "Great name." So they revitalised the month. And at the end of the day, I was connecting people. So Revitalised Connected People Limited was born. And the meetings went from there. That's where the name of the company.
So how did it start? Did it start off as a networking event, networking meeting, and has it evolved into other things since you started? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it started off with me. It went in 2017 in June. I decided to run a coffee and conversation type meeting. And I walked into the Fenwick Hotel in Ayrshire and I asked one of the events managers in there, "Would you mind if I brought, say, 20 to 30 people in here, tea, coffee, bit of conversation, once a month maybe, just try the first one in June. Would that be okay?" "Yeah, 100%, Lee." Brilliant. So 21 people turned up on the day. I had one corporate sponsor. I had one guest speaker, all about LinkedIn. And it went down really well. They enjoyed it. On the way out, they were saying, "When's the next one?" So it's going to be August of 2017. Free, come along. Then in August 2017, 69 people were at the event, so it took a bigger space, so it tripled in size. I was blown away. And I could start introducing my own format and structure and things that I've done myself. But I had experiences of networking around Scotland in my early sort of coming out of a corporate industry. I started networking around Glasgow and I enjoyed bringing people together. And I thought, you know what, I can do this myself and give it a go. But then in October of 2017, there was 129 people in the ballroom at the back of this hotel. It literally exploded and people saw a different format and where it came. And then I started doing one-on-one mentorship, helping people to network more effectively, guiding through the right questions to ask, or they're setting up the right planning and management or strategy they want to achieve from it. Many people don't. So I started doing it on a one-on-one. And then in 2018, with these one-on-one mentorship meetings I was having, I created a membership off the back of it, which included an event for them, and they had time with me, and that turned into a group, and then it just grew from there.
Oh, brilliant. So you've turned this into a number of different, I think, what do you call them?
Branches.
Yeah,
branches.
Yeah. So how did that evolve then from when you started in Glasgow?
Well, we had that lovely break, the sort of break in the timeline that we've got now, that sort of 2 years of, working from home, etc. as well. Prior to that, in 2018, 2019, I had 2 events, one in Hamilton Park Racecourse and one in Ayrshire, or Glasgow and Ayrshire. But then when that kicked in and we had to go online, it was just online for me. So when we came out of that 2 years later, decided to do a roadshow, and that created sort of like the in-person meetings as such. Opened up 1, then went to 2, then went to 3, and I brought the formula and the structure from previously within the in-person branches.
Okay.
Now I have 4 branches across Scotland, and I've got one in Stirling, which is here at Work in Flexi Spaces. I've got one in Glasgow at the Ayrshire Casino. I've got one in East Kilbride at EK Collective, and I have one in Ayrshire, presently now at the South Beach Hotel in Truro. And that is now my in-person branch level. So people can come along and network in person. And I still also have the sort of online format as well. So I have the hybrid version of a networking group or organisation, if you want to call it.
Okay. And how does the format typically flow for one of these RBC events, branch-based events?
Very sort of meet and greet at the beginning, and then we delve into table talks, and we have sort of certain rounds in each one of the table talks called Business Meet and Exchange. So the table talks are ran with a different element in each one of them. And I still have Flash Your Business, which I introduced in the early days. Back then it was 10 seconds of fame. And now every attendee and member gets 30 seconds to stand up and say hello to them, to the room, and introduce themselves. We have a guest speaker, which is usually a member that comes along, and they do a 10-minute member spotlight. And it's a real chance to find out more about who they are and what they do and what they're looking for, you know, what could really help them, that part of it. And then we have the informal network in the beginning, a couple of breaks in between, and you get to hear from branch sponsors, you know, introducing their business and what they do, and maybe an element of knowledge and information from them as well each month. So it's become a well-rounded, focused, unique type of formula. It's still got the echoes of what everybody does in networking out there now, respectively. I mean that, you know, the introductions and everything else, but there's a different little twist to it as well.
Yeah, no, I've sat through a few of them, and there's definitely some structure which you don't typically get in a lot of other networking events. It's like you throw people together and just, you know, get them to start talking. That's not the case with your events. There's a bit of a theme and a bit of a structure behind, behind the session. So. Yeah. So that's that's the same model that you replicate in all of your branches?
All the branches, you know what you're coming to. It says it on the tin. Difference is this year I decided to step in and host and run my branches. And I've brought in a new segment called the 7-step sales moment with me. So every month, every one of my branches, I'll do a 10-minute mentorship based on one of my 7 steps to effective selling, which is brand new for this year. And people can take stuff away with them. They can implement into their business or their role. So it's just an extra bit of value brought to the table.
So do you create collateral and, you know, crib sheets and cheat sheets and things like that?
Yeah, I have now delivered that back in January 2026 this year. And I've got a new handout to give out in February to all the attendees who come along, guests and members. You know, we've got a good, strong membership base now in the RBC. So they get that. But I think it's important that, you know, when you look at networking, it should be based around the relationship. It's based around developing, nurturing those conversations. And that's the whole thing I really encourage within the RBC is people only want to share business with you if they get to know you really well. So giving them these tools, these crib sheets, these worksheets, these things they can take away with them, they can work on it and they can bring it back to the table at the next meetings or anything else to go to, really. Yeah. And
how do the members collaborate? Do they typically do business with each other as a result of the meetings?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I had some great success stories over the last few months and even last year and the years before that. You know, hearing about them collaborate with one another. One of the members said to me very early on is that one of the big benefits of the RBC is that you do get business. You get business with the conversations you're having. If you educate the people the right way, they'll know who you want to be speaking to. That's natural. But what you find is there's a lot of big support, business community around it. So if you're just starting off in business from a solopreneur to a well-established business from 2 to 3 years, or a managing director who's been running their business for many years, they're getting a lot of support, advice, listening ears, how they can help you, best practices. You know, I have multiple industries in the RBC as well. So it means that they can share best practices with each other. And they go, never thought of it that way before. Can I give that a try as well? 100%.
That's great. So if we kind of bring it a little bit closer to home, we're obviously sat in Stirling here, right in the heart of the Forth Valley. So, what sort of things would you say to business owners in the Forth Valley area to try and entice them to come along to the Stirling branch on month to see what you guys have got to offer?
Yeah, thank you. If they're looking for a regular community to be part of, to drop into, or to be part of the branch, I'd recommend to come along to it if they're looking to increase their business. They want to be more visible. They want to be more engaged with the local business community, but also have an extra wide net of other people to speak to at the same time. It's, we're looking to develop the sort of Stirling branch of the RBC, but it's not just, we're bringing people in from outside of Stirling as well, which benefits them even more because it opens up their opportunities even further. So if they're looking to leverage their business and they want to take it to the next level, come along. But also if they want to learn for themselves, they want to take something on board and really have the opportunity to implement into their business, no matter what level they are, startup, well-established, or been going for many, many years, or even if they're part of a sales team, come along and experience it. And that's the whole premise behind it, really. Visible, communicating to each other.
Excellent. So you've got the RBC in-branch events. You've got the online content. So a couple of examples of what you deliver online in terms of maybe 2 sessions a month, is it?
Yeah, we do two online monthly events. Very interactive online experience from start to finish. The first one is usually in the afternoon, 4 o'clock to 5:30. In that one, we get to hear from a member. So they do a member spotlight. It's designed because I've got members not just in Scotland, we have them in England, got them in Ireland, Wales, the Netherlands, Spain, and also one in Canada.
Okay.
So then all of the sort of further afield business owners can join us online. And then it's very interactive, having one-to-one conversations. And plus you get to hear from a speaker. So you hear from the members at the beginning of the month, but then the last Wednesday of the month, you get a chance to hear from a certain guest mentor, a guest speaker to come in who's not involved in the RBC, who can share a wealth of their experience from various different type of industries, etc. as well. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've also got some other focus areas that you're now developing as content and structure for kind of board level conversations. And so what are you doing? Is it the peer membership you call it?
The peer membership. Yeah. So that was launched last year as a cohort group to see how it works and get the format just right. But I developed its own sort of workbook, 12-month roadmap workbook. It's designed, as it says on the tin, peer membership. So it's people in the room who are 2 to 3 years in their business, but they've hit a bit of a plateau and they're looking for where to go to next, how to increase and grow their business. So working together, and then every month we have a certain topic or subject we'll talk about, discuss it around the room, and then they'll have sort of main conversations between each other as well. But they're keeping in touch with each other between each meeting, most importantly. Plus, I'm bringing in guest mentors that are selected by me that are delivering certain areas of conversation to open up the boardroom style conversation around here at the boardroom at Working FlexiSpace as well.
So this is a single event that you host on a monthly basis here in Stirling.
Yeah.
So very accessible for Scotland, given this location and the kind of central belt. So fantastic. So in addition to that as well, you've got some other kind of one-time events throughout the year as well. Talk a little bit about that.
So in regards to like a peer, that's once a month, but that's boardroom level type thing, and there's only 9 seats available for that type of thing. The one-offs that we run through the year is either some golf. I do enjoy my golf now and again. Not all the time. I'll be looking to relaunch that again this year. And I do, you find out a lot about people on the golf course, a lot about them over like 4 hours. But I learned that from my father as well. But the one-off for the year is like the summits that I run is the annual conference for the Revitalised Business Club.
Right.
This year we run it again. Last year we had a great success with it all as well. Over 80 attendees. We had people flying in from the Netherlands, came from Canada as well, came from all over, 19 exhibitors as well on the day. It was brilliant. So that's my big celebratory expo conference and networking mega event all rolled into one every year. Yeah.
Great. So what are the objectives for the next 12 months then? Where do you want to take this? It sounds like you're doing fantastically well in terms of diversifying into kind of different areas, different locations. You've consolidated a little bit, I believe, but what's in in the plan for the next 12 months?
I would like to develop the branches even further, grow the community even more at branch level. So every branch has got a certain community that meets up every single month, and we bring guests and visitors into that. Grow the RBC from an online perspective for wider reach, which gives us more segments and people to speak to online and in person. From the back of that, though, to get more of that traction, I'm looking to do more talks on stage. I'm looking to be more of a speaker, presenter. I've been asked to be a compere at an event fairly shortly, so we're waiting to see if that comes through. But speaking about sort of sales, business development, networking, sales is something I'm really focused on this year. And that's the whole reason why I've introduced the 7-step sales moment with me, because I've got that background of experience, really.
So that guest speaking kind of gig, is that more around, almost akin to like a TED Talk? Is that the sort of thing
TED
that you're
Talks, if the sales teams out there that want a conference speaker to come along to and then really infuse, accelerate and excite the audience to really take them to the next level and to encourage them to really implement great ideas and stories that you want to share with people as well and really bring the audience together. That's something I'm looking for, 100%. Sales teams are individuals, but sales conferences would be great to go down that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Excellent. Well, look, Lee, thanks for coming along. Very insightful. So where can people reach you and, get in touch if they want to come along to one of your events?
Yeah, 100%. It's very easy. Go to my webpage, which is revitalisednetworking.online. And that's where they'll find all information that they find on there. It's all tabbed out. Everything's available on there. Or if they want to, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm always available on LinkedIn, just Lee Foster. And the other area you can find me on is my YouTube channel, is the Lee Foster Official. So if you click on that, there's loads of videos I do on that once a week, business sparks, and I do 7 steps, little videos that get shared on my socials. And the other place I've just launched, another area to find me is on Instagram. Lee Foster Sales is my dedicated sales Instagram page, which has my 7 steps on there every single week.
Great. And what I would just also say as well, having you based in one of your branches here in our building here in Stirling, that's been great for our business as well. So anybody that does come along, bit of an offer for your members or potential members. Yeah. If they want to come along and they want it's a 2-hour session typically, once a month, they're more than welcome to come and use our co-working space for the rest of the day. At no additional cost, to the members. So, that's just a bit of a give back from me to you, and hopefully, the membership will go from strength to strength.
It's been good because I've got guests coming through this week, really, who are using the space. They're actually coming through for the day, and they're going to use one of the hot desks straight after the meeting. Yeah. So it's the best of both worlds, really. They can jump in and get that. So that's great to see that actually happen with a few of the members want to stay a bit later and have a coffee and meet up with one-to-ones. But that's a great offer, and thanks, Neil, for offering that.
It makes the day more fully productive for them as well, right? So they can go and actually work, and get stuff done instead of commuting and, kind of travelling between, across the day. So, no, absolutely welcome. So thanks again for coming along, Lee.
No, you're welcome. Thanks for asking us questions.
Yeah, don't be a stranger. Come back and talk to us again soon, and we'll see you soon.
We will do indeed. Thanks again, Neil. Thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That brings us to the end of another Stirling Business Podcast. Our guest this week was Lee Foster from Revitalised. So thank you, Lee, for all your words of wisdom. Do come along to one of the events. They're really, really good value. And until next time, we'll see you again soon.